working? It says it is, but alright, that is good. Probably should tweet it too. What's going on, Gene? I feel like I never see you on Twitter anymore. But yes, it is a Quan live. Super random. Super duper random. I gotta tweet it out, even though the tweet's gonna get like zero traction. I already know it is. Ben, tell us about your mental health and stuff. I mean, my mental health has been fine. I want to say nothing actually crazy going on for me as of recently. Just been like, I remember I was telling you guys I was moving into like a new place, so I'm more or less moved in. Like my setup and stuff is here, so I'm really happy about that. But other than that, nothing like super crazy. What about you, Gene? Aren't you? Didn't you start back school? School should have been started back for you, right? How's that been not going? Yeah, Co-Spirit, I am actually streaming. Why is it so shocking to you guys? Well, I was about to say I'd be streaming all the time. Maybe I used to, but maybe not so much anymore. What's good, JK Network? Juice Juice. Yes, sir, live. I really have been on Twitter as I used to let it take up too much of my time. I had to take it out. I've barely been using it ever since. Oh, I feel it. That's very true. Cause like it's one of the things where you get like a notification. Not saying you, but like just like the hypothetical you. Even I myself am guilty of this, but you'll get a notification and it's like you have to immediately like go to it and like respond or like you see something or like even when you're like just out not doing anything and it's like, oh, I'm gonna just open Twitter. There's even been times where I know myself it's like I'll like open Twitter, close it, put my phone away, and then put my phone right back out and then open it again. I haven't been on there as much as I used to be. I feel like I need to be on there more, considering like I do social media stuff, so I probably should be on there more. But I can definitely understand with needing like to bring it back. HM, my 490 visits are great. I appreciate that, bro. Thanks. Oh, you're senior trying to get an 85/90 average. Ooh, shoosh. That's tough. I mean, well, you seem to be like pretty darn smart, so it probably won't be like terribly difficult for you, but definitely is a lot harder than just coasting for sure. So how's my day? It's been a long one, bro. I'm not even I'm not even gonna lie. It has been a long one. I had to go to Cleveland earlier, and like just for reference, you guys know I'm in Northeast Ohio, but like Cleveland's like 45 minutes away and I get it, I drive a lot, but that's just like an just a whole long drive and then back, and I've been gone all day. I probably just got back I just got back to be in maybe like 40 minutes ago, 40 minutes an hour ago, something like that, something like that. I imagine the lag probably shouldn't be too bad. Is there any lag between like my words and in the comments? I'm not really noticing too much, but I feel like there is. What's my current favorite ongoing series? The overly cliche answer that I'm probably gonna say would have been One Piece, but I really didn't like. It's not that I really didn't like. I didn't care for the last arc. I didn't care for Wano personally. I know a lot of people liked it a lot, but me, I, there's just some dropped opportunities personally. I probably say outside of that, maybe Black Clover's in a really good spot right now. Black Clover is mad interesting right now. Not gonna lie, it's except Tabata be worrying me. Tabata be worrying me. Not gonna lie, Tabata be worrying me. So I want to say Black Clover, but I just got to see what Tabata do in these next couple chapters. Right now, it would have to be Fortnite. I can say without a doubt, Fortnite. I'm not worried about where it is going immediately. Black Clover could take a spot depending on these next 2 or 3 chapters. I'm just very gun shy after the whole Spade arc stuff. I'm very gun shy because I really didn't care for the arc as a whole. Are you saying exactly those notifications from Twitter replies, quote, retweet Sarah, happy in shackles? Got to point out I was closer to Twitter moves than family members. Hey, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And then like some people are cool on Twitter, like you can meet cool people and they be like close to you, even the guys on the podcast I'm like super close to, like a lot of them I talk to like IRL, like in real life. It's not weird for me to talk to Rax or weird for me to talk to Josuke and stuff. So it's like I get it. You can definitely meet people on there, but I can understand what it like taking way more of your life than like what needs be. Dennis, I'm glad that you are able to be awake for this one. I know you're on like the other side of the world, so the times are a little weird when I normally do things. Tabata can get on a roll and can fumble sometimes. I hope he stays consistent with this high. Same, because like because he'll get into his bag with someone. He will really get into his bag with a lot of things, and then out of nowhere it'll be it'll be like what is going on? It's like what happened to all this good momentum that you built up? Thoughts on recent years of Eden Zero chapters? Holy Stocks are rising. I've actually Eden Zero is actually another one that I forgot about. Eden Zero recently has been really good. I know there's still the stuff with like whatever Ziggy's main plan with Mother. I'm really iffy on because I don't know how that's gonna go. So like that's probably the only thing I'm worried about. Been enjoying Ziggy a lot. I think what is it, Klein or Clean, however you want to say her name. She had that stuff with her surviving that freaking hit that I thought was kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of wild. But Holy's kind of interesting because I didn't expect her to be this important. I definitely thought she was gonna be like the semi importantish person for like going into this arc, seeing as like she met them at that one pool place I can't remember. But I didn't think that they would be treating her as like a member of the crew. Like I didn't think it would be that deep. I thought she was just gonna be like more superficial and less like permanent in that aspect, I guess. But it does kind of seem like everybody they let on their ship typically does become a member. So maybe I should have seen this coming. I didn't even tweet this. I gotta tweet this. I got to tweet out the stream. Say, what's my upload schedule looking like going forward? Well, Wednesdays for sure are the Four Nights reviews because Four Nights comes out at like it comes out like around 7 on Tuesday, which is a little late because I don't get done with work until I think yeah I get home around 8 8:20 somewhere around there. So by the time I be getting back, I don't really want to do a video that late, like do one start to finish and then release it late because I typically don't like doing stuff like late at night. Um, so yeah, that one four nights on Wednesday nights. If and then I want to get back on Black Clover, but I don't know if I'm gonna do chapter reviews. That's one of the ones because I was just doing a random video, like a random Black Clover video. I might hop back on chapters. If I do the chapters, it'll be the Friday one, the unofficials, because Sundays aren't really that great for me. So it would be the earlier. It would probably be similar to Fortnite. So how Fortnite would be Wednesday morning, Black Clover would be Friday morning. So that would be that. And then who knows? With me more moved in, we could maybe sneak a stream in there sometimes. Who knows? And then of course the podcast is always on Thursday on Josuke's channel. So there is that. Oh gosh, yeah, Tabata's doing way better than Horikoshi. Mirio is one of my favorite characters, and I just really don't like what he did with him at all. I really don't. I know what I deal with moments where I feel like I'm giving up, like when you just don't see any growth or progress that motivates you to keep going. Um, honestly, that's something that kind of got better over time. I know, like when I was like not to like pull the like younger card or anything, but I know when I was a lot younger, like especially when I first graduated high school, I was like super upset because I just felt like super lost in life, and it was kind of just trying out a bunch of different stuff, like just like going to different schools, talking to different people, hanging out, like really just taking in the world and just kind of just trying to taking everything slow, like just enjoying life for what it is in the moment. Not doing anything crazy, stupid or anything like that, but just kind of like slowing it down because you gotta remind yourself you got a lot of time. There's not a rush to do anything or to get anywhere like super fast. You got a lot of time. You realistically have a lot of time. Like I'm about to have like I'm about to be like 30 next month. You have so much time to do whatever you want to do. You have a lot of time. So what keeps me going is just realizing that I myself even have more time when I look at a lot of other people that haven't come into super amazing things like until they're like in their 40s and 50s. So just you gotta really put everything into perspective and realize it's cool. We got a lot of time. It's not that deep. Am I the only one that doesn't feel the MC vibe from Percy in the recent chapters that everyone is outshadowing him? Yeah, and see the thing is I love that kind of stuff when it's like when the main character isn't like that much of a central focus, like almost like when they are like way weaker than everybody else. I love that so much because it gives them a lot of room to grow, and it takes away that vibe of like the main character can do everything and never do no wrong and they'll never lose, and even if they lose they get back up and still win. It's been pretty apparent that there has been so many threats that Percival cannot handle. Percival is so far from the strongest character, and I like that a lot because he does have his moments where he has his swelling up of the power of freaking hope and he does crazy stuff, but like for the most part if it's way out of his league there is no like, oh, I just powered up and I still beat him anyway. Not to pick on Fairy Tail because I do enjoy Fairy Tail for what it is. It's just the easiest example. But there'll be someone who's literally well out of Natsu's league. Like he has no reason to beat them, and then he beats them anyway, and it's like, come on. Or even if I don't want to pick on Fairy Tail, I could take Dragon Ball and use like the Tournament of Power, for example. There are so many people who are out of each other's leagues that would get exponentially stronger over the shortest amount of time, and they're just able to fight them. So I mean, come on, come on. Like we had Broly in the Super movie go from like a Namek saga threat to like fighting Fusion Blue Gogeta. So I mean that kind of stuff, I don't really care for it. But when it's like, the other way, it's a lot better. I wouldn't say I'm inspirational. I wouldn't go that far. I've just been around for a long time, or at least a long time. It feels like a long time for me. What will you do slash talk about on your channel when Black Clover ends? I'll definitely keep talking about Fortnite. Fortnite would be fun, and I guess whatever series really appeals to me, I'll just talk about that. I mean, because even like with series that I've talked about in the past, like I've made random videos about kaiju. I know I talked about Samurai 8 a little bit when it came out. What is that? Talked about Eden Zero for a little bit. It just depends on what's out that like interests me. Not gonna lie to you, Aliens area is kind of fire. It is actually kind of gas. I might talk about that honestly. I didn't read the latest chapter, but I've been reading all the other ones. Alien there is really good. It's really good. Facts. I've been loving Holy's development a lot. Also, her power is insanely broken since she can one shot almost anybody by melting them. Yeah, I think it's hype. I liked her interaction with Lagna or Laguna, whichever way you say his name. I enjoyed their interaction. He was like, oh, he like thinks her power is superior to his own. I thought that was like kind of funny because I thought that when I first seen her ability, it really did remind me a lot of his. Oh, what's going on, Kino? What is going on? Poster, what you mean, old man Quan? You wouldn't be able to tell by looking at me. You really wouldn't. Especially because I'm like kind of childish, a little bit, probably more childish than I like to admit. So you really wouldn't be able to tell. I still get carded all the time. It makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. There's a panel that sounds wild out of context in the news chapter of Aliens. I kind of want to see what panel you're talking about now. But no, because I want to read it. I want to read it, so I don't want to just see it out of context. Who's calling my phone? I can't answer right now. Said I'm a troll? Definitely not. Zero stomps, Noritori. Oh my gosh, Rax. I wish I would have seen. Like, I wish I would have really processed what was happening before I read that. Freaking Rax over here is saying that Zero. I don't even know if you guys remember Zero from Fairy Tail, saying he claps Noitora. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up Zero so you guys can see him. So you guys, and if you guys even remember this bum, so you can see him. Some of this guy claps Noe Tora, like, get out of here. Oh, you guys can't see the display. Alright, you guys should be able to see it now. Yeah, he's saying this dude. He's saying this dude claps Noritora. It's like, no, this is so early in Fairy Tail. He was not that guy. This dude was not that guy. He was hyped, don't get me wrong, but he's not that guy. He's just not. Hit the wrong. I hate it when I do that. There we go. Any guesses on where you think Fortnite story is going after Leona's arc? Ooh, that depends. That really depends on a lot of things. Cause like on one end, it really depends on what happens with Arthur. Because like if Arthur beats Meliodas, then that would mean that like all the knights would have to go somewhere else to avoid Arthur killing them. But then if Meliodas beats Arthur, it's kind of like that might send them into a training type arc. Or I guess if honestly, when I'm talking about it out loud, it sounds like either way, the four knights are going to need to train. So Lancelot, Tristan, Percival, and Gawain. So I really think there's going to be a training arc that happens next, more than likely, because Percival has just been seeing back to back to back to back to back how useless he truly is. Am I that guy? Some days, if you catch me on a good day, I'm that guy. On a good day. What's Noritoro going to do? Swing his crossbow? Yes, that's exactly what he's going to do. Just because someone doesn't have some crazy abilities doesn't mean that they're not going to win. That's like saying Zero claps freaking the Incredible Hulk and being like, what's the Hulk going to do? Punch him in the face? Like, yes, that's exactly what he's going to do. The, the downplay, Rax. Come on now. Come on now. Um, are the Black Clover spoilers really not coming out this week? Ooh, I don't know anything about that. I seen somebody talking about it on Twitter, but I'm not for sure. So who's my favorite Bleach or who's my favorite character from Bleach? Um, hmm. I'm not for sure, to be honest with you. I know like out of the captains, I really like Shinji, and I know this next one a lot of people hate, but I really enjoy Soifone. I know a lot of people hate Soifone because she's kind of childish and she can be a jerk sometimes. But those are the kind of things that I like about her as a character. The fact that she is childish and a jerk is just really funny to me. It really is funny. Um, who else do I like? I know a lot of like the Arankar and stuff. Grimjow was really cool. Um, I thought Baragon was kind of cool. Stark was all right. I wouldn't necessarily say he's like one of my favorites. Gin, that's one of my favorites for real. Oh, you like Soy Phone too? That's crazy. There's because there's so many people who really do not like her. Like she has a huge hate fan club. Like, but she is really dope. She is cool. JK, you know what I'm talking about. JK knows. That is a man of culture. What do you mean I would like Soy Phone? Come on, she's dope, and her ability is broken. Like unless you just have enough Reiatsu or you're faster than her, she kind of just two taps you. She just two taps you and you die. Like that is it. She just two taps you and you die. Sky Prison, what's going on, bro? How are you doing? I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Uh, what'd you say, JK? When Yuno fights Lucius and actually puts up a fight, you already know that Yuno over Bakugo is gonna be trending on Twitter. LOL. I actually think Yuno's gonna do like amazing. I think he's gonna do amazing against Lucius. I think he's gonna do a lot better than Asta is or than Asta did. To be honest, you unless Lucius pulls the Sister Lily card. If he pulls that Sister Lily card, I think Yuno's going to be just as affected, if not more, than Asta. Maybe not as much because Asta has the whole love thing for her, but I do think it's really going to slow him down, and he's not going to be able to fight. Um, Sandra, she's your favorite character? Really? I did not know there was all these Soyphone fans here. That is crazy. Like, cause on Twitter, she has a huge hate fan club. That's wild. Soyphone and Yoruichi are funny together. Yes, that is a dope duo. Over Hard Boy. How strong do I think base Melly is now, or base Mel? Yeah, I'm sorry. When shortening Meliodas' name, I always say Melly, just because of Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, the mobile game. Like that's like the short term from. I don't know how many of you guys play it, but they always say Melly, so that's why I say it. If you guys think it's weird, but I think base Melly right now, I think it would make sense for him to probably not be as strong as he would be with all of the Demon Lord's power when he had that weird golden form with the extra arms. I personally I do not think he's that strong, but I think he would be stronger than say the assault mode form he used during that fight, and obviously stronger than what he was in the Cursed by Light. Just not that perfect Demon King form or you know whatever. Honestly, I'm one of those people because I know it's like a huge thing in Seven Deadly Sins community or whatever. For like, does Meliodas need assault mode? Or is his like full completed demon mark indicative of assault mode? And that's kind of what I think it is. I think his assault mode is just like noted by the full mark on his forehead, not necessarily donning the all black. That's what I think. I mean, if you think that it needs to be the entire black form, that's fine. We haven't really gotten anything out of it, but you know, on a good day, I got a 4 leaf clover. Bro, on a good day, it's something else. On a good day, it is something different. It is actually something different on a good day. Lucius gonna pull up on you on the mom. Bro, if he turned Seal into a paladin too, that would actually be fire. Not gonna lie, that would actually be fire. Cause then it'd be like but as long as it didn't happen the same as Asta, like where she gets some type of special ability and like saves him on the low. If it happened, like if she got turned into him in front of, like if she got turned to a paladin in front of and then you don't have to figure something out, that would be hype. What's going on, Goal? How's it going? I can't get over the disrespect. Shiggy gave Bakugo. Bro literally picked him up by his hair with his toes and called him trash. Bro, the fact that like Shigaraki is putting his bare toes on people, his bare feet on my man's face. No, it couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. How big is the Seven Deadly Sins fan base? It seems pretty niche. I just haven't seen. See, the thing that's weird is it's not big on Twitter for some reason. Like, it don't really do crazy numbers on Twitter for whatever reason. They have a pretty active Reddit, oddly enough. I mean, depending on what you're into, and their Discord's pretty lively. But it's just not really that big on Twitter. It's like a lot of people like the series, and there's a following for it on like YouTube and stuff. But it is what it is, I guess. Did I see your comment, Sky Prison? Let me scroll up and see. Sasuke, a lot of you hate asking for no reason. I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know what you're trying to say. I really don't. Lucius versus Miriorax? Come on now. You know good and well Mirio can't do anything to Lucius. Mirio kind of just stands there. Never really saw Assault Mode Melee versus the Prime Demon King. We really didn't. I mean, it's pretty much implied that Meliodas could beat him. Um, Well, maybe not with just base assault mode. If he just had only assault mode, he'd probably have a bit of problems with the Demon King. Unless you're talking about, wait, are you talking about the one that had Zeldris' body, or are you talking about the one that Bond and them fought? Because the one that Bond and them fought, Melios would actually clap that one in assault mode. He'd actually clap that one. Same thing for the giant one. That one would have got clapped in assault mode too. But the one that had Zeldris' body was actually for whatever reason stronger. So Zeldris was a better match, but you know. Now, if he went his Demon King power against that one, easy claps for sure. Easy claps. He said Melian base and first Demon Mark was going against Perfect Demon King for a bit before the other sins came. That is true. That is true. And see, the main thing with that one is Melee actually in base could have beaten him right there, but he wanted to save Zeldris. That was the main thing. He wanted to save Zeldris. So like, cause I know he got stronger over time, and one of the main things was like them buying time so they can get Zeldris out of there. I guess honestly at that point he might not have needed their help, but they had already been fighting for so long. It really just depends on how you want to interpret it narratively. It really just depends. Because I personally think he probably could have beaten him, but it's one of those things where that like they were saying they two of the Demon Kings couldn't exist at the exact same time, but so it might have been like too much Demon King power. Who knows? Who knows how that works? Is it weird how I wasn't hyped for Deku's return? Didn't seem like a big deal, and the stakes didn't feel high to me. See, JK, what it was for that is like I know I hate it when series do this, but I now realize how necessary it is from seeing my hero not do it. But those in between panels when the hero is on the way to where he needs to be are actually kind of important because like we didn't get any of that with Deku on the way to Shiggy, and like it's like he just pops up out of nowhere. Like he legit just pops up. And then like I think another thing too is it's like they it's like I get it, they typically don't stand a chance against a final villain, but it's like they weren't standing any chance at all at any point ever. So that we didn't it's like so yeah, there was a bit of tension there, but it's like we knew Deku was going to have to like really do something. Cuz like if you take like the prime example, the best example is like in the Namek saga when they were fighting against Frieza. It was like okay, Vegeta stood a chance for a little bit, then Frieza transformed, they couldn't do anything. Then Piccolo stood a chance for a little bit. Then he transformed again, they couldn't do anything. So it was like we had like stuff kind of made sense when people were holding them off, and then we got to see Goku in the healing chamber thinking about, oh, I need to get out. Like, so it was like back and forth creating some tension. But with this, it was just like they just got rolled by freaking Shiggy for like 8 chapters. And then Deku just shows up after freaking Mirio turns into a freaking IG model and is showing cheeks on the TL for no reason. It just didn't flow. Like, it just didn't flow. Coaster, I do agree. The paneling of it looked epic. It did. Like the way it was drawn looked cool, but that was all it was for me. It just looked cool. It wasn't like, oh man, he's finally here. Like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I just didn't get it. I didn't get that emotion. Said Arthur's introduction over most current shonen antagonist introductions. That is a solid take. Making a literal stairway from heaven, like it was hype. Current Hamura versus Elsie, since Hamura is OSG level up. Bro, I got Elsie clapping. Hamura is nice. Don't get me wrong. Hamura is nice. Easily, probably like easily best female in Eden Zero to me, as you can see with the I think it's on this side if I'm pointing at the camera, as you can see on the overlay. But I think Elsie's just a little bit too much. Unless it might depend on where they fight though, because of how Elsie's power works. Maybe if they fight on like a really small planet that has like weak ether or something, maybe maybe Hamura might be able to win if she doesn't get a lot from her like star dress thing. Maybe, big maybe. But Elsie's still pretty crazy on her own. She's still pretty crazy. Sister Ivory goaded. Facts. I wish she would get like her own thing. Zero still claps. Genesis Zero. GG no return. Bro, that's literally not gonna do anything to him. It's literally just not gonna do anything. That move would work on like Minos in like Bleach. That's probably as high as that move goes. Is like the Minos Grandes in Bleach. It's not that move isn't taking out any mid tiers in Bleach at all. You are crazy. Speaking of Dragon Ball, unpopular opinion, but I think Dragon Ball Super isn't that bad. Only whack things about it are the movie recaps, Jiren and Goku letting Frieza live. The fights are fun though. I agree with this take. I really do. Movie recaps just kind of suck in animes in general, as we can see in like Boruto and even in Demon Slayer when they redid that super boring Infinity Train movie. So I mean that's not even really Dragon Ball Super's fault. Jiren, I don't. Why don't you like Jiren? What's wrong with Jiren? And Goku letting Frieza live isn't that crazy because I mean he tried to let him live once already. He let King Piccolo live, or he let Piccolo live, not King Piccolo, but he let Piccolo live. He tried to let Raditz live. I'm sure if Cell would have like Cell is a little bit different because he wanted Gohan to beat him, so that's kind of a whole other thing. But he even wished Kid Buu back, so it's one of them things where like it wouldn't. It makes sense. I don't really think it's that bad they do let Frieza live. I do think, in terms of what Frieza's doing to the universe, I think Goku should care a little bit more. I kind of hate how Dragon Ball Super has kind of made Goku slightly less serious. Like I'm not saying he's like an absolute goofball. Well, I mean he's kind of a goofball, but He's not like absolutely. Oh, I eat apples. F in the chat. Brian Maxwell. F. Brian Maxwell. I think you should get an actual name because that's like you're like doxing yourself right now. Speaking of super, I need a Khalifa in the next arc. I agree. It kind of sucks because out of the this is probably a bad take, but it's my take. Kaba is definitely one of my favorites. Like Kaba is one of my favorites. So I wish they would do something with the universe six Saiyans. Like we have this whole other universe of Saiyans that we're just not even touching at all. I'm surprised, Quan. A lot of people don't like Jiren because he's got the personality of a SpongeBob. I mean, the thing with me is Jiren is one of those characters that's just strong and just wants to fight, and that's it. Like he's not really like a bad dude or anything. He just kind of misguided on his little road, I guess. I mean, Jiren's cool. Cause I mean, me personally, I like characters that are just strong and stoic. So I mean, he kind of fits exactly what kind of characters I like. So I mean, I don't really have a problem with Jiren because he was hype. Like Jiren was like super hype. The Broly movie or the superhero movie? Which one did I enjoy more? So I enjoyed the fact that the superhero movie tried to have a plot. Like I enjoy that because the Broly movie, like I'm not gonna say it didn't have a plot, but it's like it was really like 20 minutes. It was like 20 minutes of like actual story and then all fighting, which was but the Broly movie made it hype though. It was beautiful. But like the the thing with the superhero movie was just that like it was too much fan service. It was just way too much fan service. It was way too much fan service. Like it was like the whole Gotenks fusion, like all the transformations for Gohan, giving Piccolo a transformation. It was kind of eh. I definitely like the Broly movie more. The Broly movie is probably like a 7, whereas the superhero movie is probably like a 6. I'm gonna stand on that. Final episode 70 of One Piece. Should I just read the manga or keep watching the anime? Um, so I personally think that the anime is better. I mean, I personally think that the manga is better. But I mean, if you're just enjoying the anime, then just go for it. I mean, the one thing I always tell people who are watching One Piece, I always say like, just watch it to enjoy it, or just read or watch it to enjoy it. Don't read or watch it to catch up, because you'll kind of miss out on some of your enjoyment. And then the whole thing with the anime too is there's a bit of filler. So like, not like a lot of filler, but there's filler here and there that you may or may not want to skip. And then I also get that the beginning of One Piece can be a little slow sometimes. I mean, I personally thought the beginning of One Piece was like really, really funny, but it's kind of like a personal preference thing. I know if you're watching it dubbed, it's not horrible. Like if you're watching it dubbed so you can do other stuff while you're like watching it, then that's cool too. Let's talk about One Punch Man. I mean, what about him? What about One Punch Man? Everybody already is talking about how they think he can beat Goku now, but I still don't think he can. When am I going to play Faith in 2K23? When Faith gets a Sony, when he gets a real console instead of using the freaking trash box. The freaking trash box. Which say Hori was kind of foul for having Mirio do that. Like he could have had him try to do something to Shiggy. There's a difference between serious and goofy situations. Mirio never resorted to this with Overhaul. I mean, but the thing with Overhaul though is his regular punches could hurt Overhaul, whereas like with Shiggy, he literally cannot do anything to him. Like he just can't even punch him. Like it's like even punching him does absolutely nothing to him. So it's like it's like what is he supposed to do to him? Whereas Overhaul was getting clapped. Like oh he was punching Overhaul in the shoulders and was knocking him out. I mean, but I definitely do think that Horikoshi just like it's cool to put comedy in serious scenarios, but this one just felt super off. Like having Mirio flash cheeks is just kind of crazy, bro. It's just kind of crazy. And then doing the whole Night Eye flashback too. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm seeing a lot of people say that this is what Night Eye saw. And if so, that just kind of ruins that whole scene for me. It just all around just makes it booty. Like it's like what is going on? Read Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest. I've read some of it. Kino, I don't know why he has an Xbox, bro. I have no idea. I have to finish Fairy Tail first. Rax, I've already read Fairy Tail. I was doing a reread of Fairy Tail for my second read because I've already read it once. But I was doing a reread of Fairy Tail. I do have to finish that. I'm just in Edalus, and it was just Edalus is just my least favorite arc, like by far. Like it's one of the things where even if I was doing like arcs of series in general, like just all series I've read, Edalus would be down there. It would be pretty low. Like if I was doing like a top five uninteresting arcs, Edalus would definitely be in my top five of most interesting arcs. Horikoshi comedy sucks. I agree. Did I talk about the spoilers already? I mean I haven't talked about the Fortnite spoilers at all. That was mostly what I was referring to when I was talking about spoilers. But I don't even know if it's really spoilers since the spoilers or not spoilers. I don't even know if it's spoilers since the full chapter is technically already out. Fairy Tail fan or not, I don't like it. It's so boring. It's so boring. Baki? What about Baki? I do know this. Me and Josuke have this argument all the time. We're like straight hand to hands, no, no, straight hand to hands, no like gadgets or nothing. Batman versus Baki, who would actually win? And I always say Batman would beat up Baki like in straight hands, but like he and a lot of other people seem to think that Baki would beat Batman in straight like hand to hand combat, and I think that is wild. You're crazy. Baco does not. No, he does not beat Batman. And hand to hand is Batman. He does not win hand to hand. Batman's way smarter than Baki is. Well, Hanma's not even like a regular person anymore. He's like punching earthquakes and beating up elephants. That's kind of different. But I mean, Batman has fought like crazier people. How far do I think current Melly can get in Black Clover? I actually think Meliodas kind of runs Black Clover. Not gonna lie to you. Like, depending on how Lucius's ability affects him, I think he kind of just clears. Not gonna hold you. Unless Julius time hacks. Like, the only thing you have to worry about is Julius time hacks and Lucius soul manipulation. I really think he kind of just claps, bro. I think he kind of just claps. Give it 10 chapters. Ichika will be after Asta as well. When you think about it, Asta really doesn't have, like, he really only has Noelle, Mimosa, and Rebecca. That's really it. He only has three people who really like him. Like he really only has three people that really like him. So I mean, like, and the last one to like him was Rebecca, and that was way back in like chapter like 40 or something. So, uh, so yeah, I don't think I don't think she's going to like him in terms of like a relationship or be a part of his quote unquote harem. I think it'll be more like a Charla and Yami thing, where towards the end of it she'll get like a respect for him. uh Meliodas versus Lucius. Oh, I guess. Well, see, Sally doesn't really like him though. And Meliodas, that's just blushing. You guys are nah, nah. That does not count. That does not count. That does not count. You said Meliodas versus Lucius. It really just depends on how Soul Magic works on Meliodas. Like, if he can purify Meliodas, then Meliodas probably would lose. But if he can't, then Lucius would lose. It just depends on how that hacks works. I can see either way. Because how Lucius powers work, it doesn't really matter what your durability is. Because if he can just transform you and touch you, then you kind of just die. There's not really anything that like you can do. Um, was it in terms of fights, Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, Naruto? Which one am I choosing? That's actually really tough. Uh, that's really tough. I would have to say Naruto's last for sure. Naruto is last, 100%. Um, because Naruto it has some okay fights, but it's like Naruto versus Sasuke, Sasuke versus Gaara, and like Obito versus Kakashi are kind of carrying it. That's kind of it. I think people forget how crazy Bleach was, how crazy like Ichigo versus Grimmjow was, and how crazy like Uclear versus Ichigo was. Even the Ichigo and Kenpachi fight was kind of hype. Ichigo versus Byakuya was hype. I'm gonna say probably Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, then Naruto. because the tournament power was just one big crazy fight. Now I will say that I didn't really care for a lot of the stuff in the Goku Black arc, but Vegeta was there, so that's kind of hype. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, Naruto. Literally, the order you listed it in is probably the order I would go with. Oh, you wasn't talking about romance? That's my bad. How did I feel about the recent chapter of Fortnite? I thought it was good. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see that Tristan being in his demon form would be such a downside to Meliodas being able to fight. Like I did not know that that is how that was going to go. Like I had no idea that he was just going to be such a liability because he really can't control himself. Like he's like some type of raging monster. Like and it's kind of wild. Naruto has okay fights. I mean, like it's okay. Like Naruto's definitely last. Like come on now, Naruto's last. Like outside of those three fights that I named, like Naruto and Sasuke, Kakashi and Obito, and like Gaara and Rock Lee, the fights are good. They are good, but Bleach also has a bunch of good fights. Like Kikaku versus that one random volcano guy, that was a hype. Freaking like there's a bunch of hype fights in Bleach. There really are a bunch. Freaking when all of the what is it? Hisagai and all of the other vice captains when they went up against the random Fraction for Baragon, all those fights were hype. Kira versus the bird dude was hype. There's a bunch of really good fights in Bleach. Like there's a lot. What'd you say? Xbox controller. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about my PC controller? I guess it's not. It's more of a PC controller more than anything. Uh, Jokes aside, jokes aside though I agree. I think Ichiko will probably just end up respecting him, but then again, Asta got major unspoken Riz. I don't know what that one means at all. Do you think Shiki has surpassed Elsie yet, or not given his fight against Ziggy right now? It's like before this fight with Ziggy, I would have said yes. I would have said that he did pass her, but after seeing how he did, I don't think he has, which kind of speaks to how crazy she actually is. Downplaying Naruto fights is crazy. I'm not. It's not downplay. I just said it. You put it up against like three amazing things. That's like saying like, oh, which basketball player do I think? Or no, that's like saying rank all these basketball players: Kobe, LeBron, and Michael Jordan. And I'm like, well, Kobe's last. And then they're like, Kobe's son. It's like not really. It's like look what you put him up against. Look what you actually put him up against. It's not fair. It is not fair. Elsie never fought Overdrive Ziggy. I mean, on panel, like we don't know if she fought him off panel. Like we didn't get to see how their fight went. Thank you, Plo. Bleach fights go crazy. Definitely go like, and Kino. That's probably the best way to put it. It's like equal or Bleach is above. That's probably the best. That's probably the best. Thousand Year Blood War arc or Fate Karakura Town, which is better in my opinion? I'll go Fate Karakura Town. Thousand Year Blood War was kind of it had some good fights, but it it did have good fights, but there are just some I really didn't care for all like that. I think the main things that kind of carry Thousand Year Blood War would be like Kimpachi versus Grimmy, Rukia versus what's his name as Asnod, I think that's his name, and like mm, Mayuri versus that hand thing was kind of hype. Uh, I don't know. The fake car crackdown, I guess, just had I don't know. It felt like it had better fights to me because there's a lot of forgettable fights in Thousand Year Blood War when I'm trying to think about them. Boruto fights over Naruto. Hey yo, definitely not. Y'all remember that wrestler dude? Oh, what was his name? The wrestler guy. It was Star or something, wasn't it? Oh, what was his name? What was his name? Rex. It was like Parida or something. Paradina. It's some weird. It's like Perride, something like that. What was the wrestler dude's name? It was something. I do not remember his name. Oh, dang. How do I even find his name? Master Masculine. Thank you, Rex. I could not remember his name. It was so silly. Master Masculine. I don't know how Rax remembers everything, Kino. I'm not gonna hold you. Matt Rax be remembering all kind of stuff for no reason. Now, Rax, the Panker Jazz, I don't believe you. I believe, well, Perkin Jaws also sounds kind of not believable. I don't believe either one of you guys. There's no way that's his last name or its last name. Yamato's fight in the Thousand Year Blood War was hype. I just didn't like how it went because they had him fighting that like copy dude. What was his name, like Lloyd or something? And then they just like came out of nowhere with like the real one, and then he still just kind of loses. Like I don't know, I didn't like how he lost because it was like Yamamoto really didn't get any fights. Like I mean, he would come out like he clapped Aeon, and like people were always scared of, and he had like the whole lore and presence to like be a threat, but he never got no real like dubs all like that. I don't know. If he would have clapped that one guy, I probably would have been like happy or something. I don't know. And Superfan James was hype. James was that guy. Yeah, he does have a top tier memory, 100% top tier memory. Do I think post time skip is bad or worse than pre time skip for One Piece? Just finished Skypiea arc. So this is kind of funny. I actually think that the pre time skip is better. Not gonna lie. Like I think the pre time skip is a lot better. Um, it's something about it's like the pre time skip how it was really focused on the Straw Hats and then maybe like one or two other people. We got a lot of Straw Hat focused arcs. I kind of like that a lot more as opposed to the post time skip. Now it's cool to see other characters' lore and stuff, which is great. But it's like Oda doesn't really do a lot with the Straw Hats themselves anymore. And like we did get a lot with Sanji and Whole Cake, and I loved that. I loved Whole Cake Island arc. I really did. But like that's kind of it though. And I get it. A lot of their arcs have already been like finished and wrapped up and all that, but we could still do a little bit more. Like so, I kind of like the pre-time skip more. But that's just me. I mean, both are actually fire. I just like that one more. Check my Twitter DMs. What'd you send me? You probably sent me something silly. It's a link. Oh, that's really his name. That's crazy. Berindia Parna Jenkins or Jenkins. That's a terrible name. It's a horrible, horrible name. Kubo was freestyling on that one for sure. Have I read Got a High School? I have not. I've not read Got a High School. James creeped you out? Why? I thought that their power was like kind of cool. Like he could be like nine invincible as long as he had James cheering for him. I thought it was kind of fire. How did I feel about Wano fights like Roof P, Zoro versus King, Sanji versus Queen, Kid Law versus Big Mom, etc.? So I thought the fights in Wano are actually pretty alright. There were some ones I did not like per se. Um, what is it? What is it? So the Kid in Law versus Big Mom, I didn't really like that all that much. Just because the main thing I didn't like was Kid like just not wanting to fight Kaido or just kind of just like submitting or not really submitting, but just Kid being so open to fighting Big Mom. Because it was like Kaido did so much to Kid. Like Kaido was the one that dropped down and imprisoned him. He did all that stuff to Killer, gave him a smile fruit. So it's like Killer is never going to be able to swim and doesn't have a power from this. Like, and that's Kid's best friend. So it's like it just seems really weird for Kid to just drop Kaido and just want to fight Big Mom. It just seemed very, very weird. So that part about it, I didn't really care for. Um, the Killer and Hawkins fight was kind of weird because it just felt like stuff was happening, and then it was affecting Kid, so Kid couldn't really do all that much. Like I enjoyed the fact that Killer got a solo fight against another Supernova, but I didn't really like its place in the story. That might be me like complaining, but like that's just like my take on it. Um, what else? What was the other fights I didn't like? I didn't like Big Mom basically beating up Ulti. Uh, I didn't like Usopp not getting his own fight. I thought that was whack. I thought Usopp versus Page One would have been amazing. Like Usopp figuring out some type of way to beat Page One, that would have been hype. Roof Piece was gas, absolute gas. I wish they would explain more of the stuff with Zoro and the hockey stuff. I wish they would like talk about that a little bit more, or really go more into a Zoro story. And I didn't really like the whole ending. Like I was never the biggest fan of Gear Five and stuff. I never really was. I just remember that whole debate you had with JRT and Sabo about Naruto versus One Piece, who was better at a certain time. It was insane how long that went for. Bro, One Piece is. Oh, wait, you talking about? What was it? It was like they was trying to compare like when Naruto had exactly dropped the pain chapter to like one random chapter in like Amazon Lily. But my thing is like you gotta compare arc to arc. So you would be comparing the pain arc to like the Marine Ford arc because like Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and Marine Ford are kind of all in the same umbrella of an arc. So it's one of the things where it's like I would still say One Piece is better, unless you're going chapter for chapter. But I think that's a goofy argument. And that's why I was arguing with them. I think that's such a goofy argument to me. Do I agree with the Arthur planetary meta? So is that basically saying like the fact that Arthur's planetary because of chaos inside of him, just to like clarify? Is that what you would mean? Who got treated worse, Kid or Bakugo? Currently, both got whooped by the main arc villain. I think Kid, honestly. Granted, Bakugo did get absolutely destroyed by Shiggy, it was one of those things where I don't think anybody really thought Bakugo was going to be able to stand a chance, even remotely a little bit. I do think he is going to get back up and help Deku beat him. Like, I think, as trash as this sounds, I think Deku's going to be beating him down really, really bad or whatever, but he's going to need that extra little bit. And this is when Bakugo's going to get back up with his new paper heart and do some crazy explosion with his new awakened powers. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be so trash. And then they're going to save Shigaraki in the end. It's going to be absolutely booty. But but no, I think it's Kid. Kid got treated worse because Kid is really so often portrayed to be on Luffy's level, but like he's never shown to be anywhere near him. And I like Kid, so it's like, can we get Kid some feats? Can we get Kid to do something? So I personally think it's Kid. Have I played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 yet? I have not. I want to. It's on my list of things I want to play. I've been playing a lot of Smite. It's a MOBA. I've been playing a lot of that as of right now. And I recently got back into Grand Cross, Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. So I've been playing that a bit. Um, the only problem with that, because I already know it's one of those things where I'm gonna have to donate a lot of time to play. Oh, I was also playing Fire Emblem Awakening for the first time, so that was a lot of my time too. And my next game I'm probably gonna buy. I'm probably waiting for the Persona, like all of the Personas to come out, because I'm huge fan of Persona, as a lot of you already know. But I've never played Persona 3, and that one's gonna be on there. So I'm probably really waiting on that. All right, Kino, I will catch you later, bro. Enjoy your night. My Final Fantasy or a Genshin guy. So I've tried to get into Genshin, but it just never clicked for me. And then Final Fantasy, I do play them, but I'm probably more of like a casual, to be honest with you. Like I played all the ones that everybody else has played. Like I played seven. I played some of the remake. I haven't finished it. What is it? I love 10, Final Fantasy 10, even though I never beat it. I played 15, so I'm like a casual. Oh, I played Final Fantasy 2 randomly. Um, so like I wouldn't consider me like a super diehard Final Fantasy fan, but I am a fan of like JRPGs and stuff. TOF guy, I don't know what that means. Uh, my hero been missing this arc. Facts, big facts. Tales of guy yourself. So the only one I played was Tales of Zestiria. That was the first and only one I played. And when I was playing it, this is back when I worked at GameStop. When I was playing it, everybody was like, "Oh, you're playing the worst one. That one's trash. Don't play it." And like, so I stopped, and then like, I just never played another Tales game ever again. Uh, we're so hyped for Persona 4 to come on PS4. I've seen my brother play it on his laptop. It looks awesome. Bro, so me and Persona 4, it was one of those things where I had bought, I don't even know if you guys know what this is, but I bought this little thing called a PlayStation TV, and it could play certain PlayStation Vita games. So I had bought that, and I had bought the actual like little cartridge, the Vita cartridge for Persona 4 Golden. This was a while ago. This was also back when I worked at GameStop. So it's like I spent like $80 just to play Persona 4 because I didn't have a computer at the time, and I got like a discount and all that stuff at GameStop just to play Persona 4. And then I was playing it. I was having like the best time ever. It was amazing. I was loving it. And then for whatever reason, I took the cartridge out, and literally, bro, I don't own any other Vita games. I don't know what I took it out for, and I lost it. And like I didn't play it for like almost a year. So then I caved and I bought it. I paid another $20 and bought it off of the Vita store online. and then I had to replay the story because I'm one of those people where like if I stop playing a story based game for a long time, I forget everything. So I have to replay it to like get back into it to get like my emotions and stuff into it, and then that's when I beat it at that time. But Persona 4 is amazing. Honestly, I don't know if you could say it's I don't know which one is better between that one and Persona 5. It's my favorite Persona character. Um, in terms of like out of the main groups, I really like Yukiko. I like Yosuke. Um, Makoto is cool. That one chick who plays Shogi, Himiko, she's pretty dope. Mm, maybe Ryuji. Naoto's cool. Naoto's cool. See, Sam, I've always wanted to try Tales of Berseria because I know you like pirates and she has like this demon arm or something. It looks dope. I've always wanted to get into that one. But I put Jalal over Byakuya. Yes, I 100% would. Hafumi, thank you. Jared, I don't know if you guys seen, but it was this thing where like Hafumi was supposed to be a character. I don't know if this is true or not. She was supposed to be a character in Persona, like an actual main member. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know. But like she was gonna use like a Naginata and like her whole storyline with her mom was gonna be a whole thing. I'd seen something about it on Twitter. If I can find the actual picture, I'll pop it up so I can show you. I don't think I'll be able to find it though. It was so random and obscure. I think it was this one. I think it was. This might be fake or not. I don't know. Let me pull up OBS. Yeah, but I think she was supposed to be, or like some type of ninja e character. It was something like this. No, I think it was this one actually. I think it was this one. Can I get this full image, please? Thank you. Yeah, I think she was like legit supposed to be a real character, and yeah, she was gonna get a sniper rifle. I'd seen this whole post and I was mad because I was like, I would actually this would have been fire. This would have been so hype, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Persona's hype. You should definitely try it if you haven't. Played it 4 times. Soifon or Homura, who do I like more? Ooh. It's like I want to say Soifon, but I feel like that might be a little bit of nostalgia. But we've gotten so much more of Homura out of her story to see her personality. So I might just have to say Homura if I'm trying to not be blinded by nostalgia. Check out Big Clingy when I have the chance. Alright, let me screenshot this so I don't really remember. So I can remember to check that out when I have a chance. Fume and, Makoto just swapped roles. That's all. Essentially, because they're both got kind of that strategist thing, like that strategist role, kind of. Quan is a Soifon fan. Yeah, Soifon's my favorite captain. It's her and Shinji. It's those two. Favorite Phantom Thief is Futaba. Futaba's dope. I liked her more than I liked Rise from Persona 4. Like she was cool for a little bit, but she was just too thirsty. Like she was so thirsty for the main character. It was like, get off of my man's. Like she was so thirsty for him. So I liked Futaba a lot more. Uh, I already know Rax doesn't like Soifon though. I already knew that. Rax is the big hater. Jalal claps, Altaris, GG. Nah, Byakuya drops thousands and hundreds of millions of Sinbone Zakura Blaze and it all gets turned into freaking a smoothie. It's GG's. Traitor Quan. How am I a traitor? What did I do? What did I do? Why am I a traitor? I don't know what I did. I have no idea what I did. I don't like soy phone either. My favorite captain is Byakuya. Byakuya is cool. I feel like that's like a solid answer. He's literally like the blueprint for Nozel. Uh, Naoto's favorite girl in Persona 4. Naoto's a valid answer. I think like Rise is definitely last for sure. Um, in terms of, like the main group, Naoto might be. I don't know. Mm, Cause Yukiko is dope and Chie is dope too. That one's tough. I don't know. I don't know. Can you play Persona in any order, or you can? They're all completely independent of each other. Like I mean, there's like Easter eggs here and there if you know what to look for, and some of like the actual Persona monsters are kind of similar. But you can do whatever you want. It's just like the it's just like any Tales of game or Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy. You can play whichever ones you want. You don't got to play them in any order or anyone's first. You can just do whatever. Tiny Blades aren't going to do anything. Dude's Bankai is just going to get. It's just a bargain version of Gajil's Roar. Like massively downplaying like just how everything works in Bleach. It's all Reiatsu and power base. It's not like he's just shooting random metal blades at him. It would be the equivalent if like what's that dude's name? If say for whatever reason Ganju had Sinbone Zakura, obviously he's gonna be a million times weaker because he doesn't have crazy spiritual pressure and Ryatsu and all that. But this is Byakuya. Byakuya's just mad strong. He's a mad strong, so it's not. It's gonna be way stronger than a Dragon Roar from Gajia. Way stronger. Come on now. 27 times in 600 hours in Tales of Grace's F. You are a wild one, bro. You are a wild one. Oh, Homura over Soyphone. That's what I did. We've had more time with Homura. That's the only thing. Like Soyphone, I only get her in bits and pieces. It's just little blades, zero hacks, and easily dodgeable. One on hers eats that whole thing. See, but the thing is, you don't always need hacks, and it's not really easily dodgeable in all actuality. But you don't need hacks if you're just really strong. That's a hack in itself. Like if someone's just vastly above you in terms of their overall power output, then it doesn't matter. Like you don't need to be super hacked out. Said Kanji and Naoto are my favorite investigation members. I think their dynamic was really funny because like Kanji kind of knew like the entire time, like he had like this like suspicion on the inside, and Naoto's just funny on her own. Byakuya is like multi-continental at best. That's base. Got Jill. Byakuya didn't get much feats in Thousand Year Blood War. Rax, here you go with your. You're about to do some crazy because you're trying to bait me into asking you where you scale Jalal or something, and then you're gonna say something wild that I'm gonna disagree with. So I'm not even. We're not even gonna do this dance. We're not even gonna do this dance. Same dude was blocking hits from bro. He was getting rolled by Agnologia. Don't try to make it sound like he was on his level. He was getting absolutely stomped out by Agnologia. Wasn't standing a chance. I think somebody's car alarm's going off. Either that or the police just rode down the street. Yeah, I think the police just rode down the street. It's like a weird siren. It's true that Byakuya Man is what in the Thousand Year Blood War. He failed to kill Gerald. I didn't say he had crazy feats in the Thousand Year Blood War. I mean, you can kind of make inferences off of stuff and try to kind of like assume how strong he is, but I don't think he's like. I think he's still stronger than freaking Godzilla and them. Junpei and Aegis are my favorite characters in Persona 3. See, that's one I haven't played. It makes me sad. I've just not played Persona 3 just because of like I'd have to emulate it, and I didn't want to do that for the longest time because, like, granted, I could get an emulator on this computer right here. I wouldn't have a problem, but I just haven't like researched it. And then another thing is this is kind of childish, but I kind of want the trophies for it on my PlayStation. I know no one cares about trophies at all, but I kind of like being like, "Oh, I have more trophies than this person or I have more platinums or something." It's a really stupid childish reason, but so I kind of want it on console just for that. And that was before his training. Goodness gracious. It was as not it was before he got trained. Byakuya would be lucky to be Spriggan tier. You would hold Spriggan tier too in too high regards, my friend. My friend, you hold it too high. Any of the Bleach captains would roll through most of Fairy Tail, like most of it. What's something you'd like to see from the Hell arc when Kubo does decide to continue it? Hmm. I don't know. Cause the one thing that I really don't, or the one thing I guess I'm curious on is how he's gonna handle like, was it Kazui? I don't know how he's gonna handle him. Cause right now he seems like he could be like infinitely broken, but it's like I don't know how they're gonna manage him to make him not super super crazy. I don't know. Mm, I really don't know. Juan, as a fellow Xenoblade fan, don't hate me for this. Do you think Mila is overrated? Let me see. Let me double check see who that is, because I'm pretty sure I'm having the hugest brain fart. Oh yeah, no. She's super overrated. Facts. She's super overrated. I do. I do think she's overrated. It took me a second. Straight thought she was overrated. You said, oh wait, what? Did you say it wrong? Did I expose myself for thinking she's overrated? I didn't even know she was hyped up. To be honest with you, favorite JJK villain? Probably Ghetto. To be honest with you, like I don't really hate I don't really hate Maito or Mahito, however you say his name. I don't dislike him, or I don't think he went out like a punk or anything, or he's trash or whatever. I don't think that. I just like Getro a lot better because of the whole flashback arc, and then really getting to see how he does everything, or like how he got to the point to where he was in, and the fact that like it's not like his plan doesn't make any sense at all. Like it does make a lot of sense and is actually easier to obtain. Granted, it's not a morally good plan. That I can admit, it's not a morally good plan at all. But it does make more sense. It does actually just make more sense, and it'll be easier to accomplish. Yeah, no, Jared, it's not just you. I think she's also a little overrated. Said both suck. Geto and Maito, you're crazy. They're both great. Maito's great. He's a great villain. I think people kind of got. I think people just wanted to slander something when the Shibuya arc was going on, which is why he got a lot of hate. But I think Maito's amazing. Demario solos the Soul Society? It just depends on what you like. It depends on how you think time hacks would affect them. Like if you go forward on the notion that no Bleach character has ever fought against a character that has some crazy time-based ability like how hers works, so therefore they be stopped in time and she wins. Then if you're operating on that, then yes. But if you're operating on the fact of if your Reiatsu is high enough, it does not matter that ability won't work, then no, she'll get clapped. It's the same thing with Baragon. Baragon had a time-based ability that would aid you. You already know this, but it's already known that he couldn't beat Aizen, which is why he never tried because he already knows that ability would not work because his Ryatsu is so high. And that's what I'm just now talking about. Time stop. It's time stop itself. So exactly, that's what I'm talking about right there. If you operate under the pretense that no matter what they won't be able to move, then of course she wins. But if you operate under the pretense of if they're out to time, if they won't be affected by whatever her little silly ability is, then it won't work. This has been showed across multiple series. If you're too strong, abilities just don't work on you. That's just how it works. It's how it works. Whatever little ability you do, it won't work if you're just too strong. Um, As a matter of fact, JJK sucks in general. I wouldn't say it sucks in general. I was enjoying it up until the culling games, not gonna lie. I don't really care for it. It's kind of just doing a lot. It's all over the place. And it got really, really difficult to understand. Really difficult. Um was it Baragon already had been under Aizen's illusion. It wasn't his ability since if Aizen didn't have to worry about Rasperia that he wouldn't have needed his Shikai. What is it? Gin literally states that it's not because of Aizen's Shikai that they follow him. It's because Aizen is actually just that powerful. He literally says that. Did you read the manga? Check Twitter again. What are you sending me now, bro? You didn't send me anything. Or did I read something old? Yeah, that might have been old. I don't know. Batman is mid. What? Also, not how true time stop works. Power levels are irrelevant since the target is the concept of time, not the people. Bargon's spirit worked on himself, so it isn't power level based. They do not Bargon. This last part got confusing. They do not Bargon. Yeah, I don't know. That last part is kind of confusing, unfortunately. But no, yeah, no, because it like under this logic, Rex, that would be saying that like Demaria could stop like Zareth or like August or like Agnologia, but we know that's untrue. Bargon is caught under the illusion if Vesperia didn't work on people above him, then there'd be no reason that he'd be worried about Eisen, or I don't even know what the F that word is you're saying. I have no idea what that means, Rex. There's no way that that's an actual Bleach character. There's no way. I'm gonna type this in. I don't think this is an actual character, but I'm gonna type this in just to see. No shot. This is an actual character. I can't even type this in. What even is this, bro? Like, I don't even know what this is. This from some light novel. This from light novel. I don't even know about that. Bargon is caught under the illusion. Sure, didn't work on people above him. Then there'd be no reason that he'd be worried about. But he is worried about them, which is why he is worried about like he it doesn't work on those people, or at least I don't know about this other dude. I don't know who this is, but I know for a fact it wouldn't work on a Eisen for a fact. Zeros have time. No, 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 no. Not saying can they stop it or stop time first, but I'm saying like they wouldn't be able to like they if that's the case then they would be affected. Like going by this logic, if she was able to do her ability first, they would be trapped. Dead in Crow versus Gerard Valkyrie, both Titans. Crow's 420 minutes tall and can fire beams, absorb energy attacks. Who wins? I'm gonna go with Gerard just because he can kind of keep coming back. He just kind of keep coming back to life. So I don't see how Dead and Crow like finishes him off like permanently. Rax, I do not know who this person is. I don't know who this is. You keep saying his name. I don't know who this is. Like I promise you, I don't. I really don't. They are affected by time stop. Some people can either stop time as well, or they have other counters. Well, maybe that's just how time works in Fairy Tail. Maybe in Fairy Tail you can't do anything about it, but in Bleach, if your power level is high, then you can. This is how powers work in series, I guess. I don't know who this is either. Issei Hodo. What series is this person from, Sam? I have no idea who this is. Oh, this is that one dude from that one show. I know I gave like absolutely zero information there. This is High School DxD. I've actually never seen this show. Straight up, yeah, no, I've never seen this show. Holy versus Yoruichi. I'm not for sure. I might need to see a little more from Holy. Right now, I'm gonna say Yoruichi. I might need to see just a pinch more from her because she has tools. Not how that works in Bleach either, though. The only person that could just react to some other people's abilities was Aizen. No, other people could too. Do you honestly think Soifon's ability would work on the head captain or on like Kimpachi if his eye patch was off? No, it wouldn't. It actually just would not work on them, and it's because their Reatsu is too high. Wouldn't work. It's not just Aizen. I mean, do you think her ability would have actually worked on like on like a lot of the Stern Ritters or on Yuhabak? Like it's one of the things where if your Reatsu is too high, it's not going to work, and it 100% wasn't going to work on those people I just named. Time stop is time stop. They get caught and beheaded. I don't know why you're being so 1 plus 1 is 2 on this. Who else smothered the Ryatsu abilities of other characters? It's not about who else did it, it's about we know how it works. Aizen says if your Ryatsu is too high, then the abilities will not work. So that would mean if there is a sizable gap in Ryatsu, then their abilities will not work on someone else. That's just how that would be. Unless you really think that Soifon's ability would work on Yamamoto, in which case I think you're a fake Bleach fan. How strong do I think Lucius is? Her ability will work on you, Sam. You right. Uh, how strong do I think Lucius is to 1,000-year blood war captain? It's kind of weird because I haven't really seen him do anything all like that, except for like kind of take out sad, sad and Asta. So like, I don't really know how strong he is. Like, I need to see more from him. You said last time you checked, Yamato and Unohana were both o- over Shikai Aizen and were still caught and affected by Kyoka Suigetsu. That's because that's how Aizen's ability works. Kyoka Suigetsu is the only ability that we have seen in Bleach that works on people that are much higher than him. That's a Aizen specific thing. Aizen is clearly the outlier to this rule. Because wouldn't that be weird that his ability worked on Yuha? I'm just saying. JK, I would agree. I would say Eraser would absolutely body Gerard. And especially because Eraser can erase like huge spaces of, I guess, space all at once. Like how he was like swiping out the entirety of like spaceships and stuff. I think he would clap Gerard. So how's Noelle doing? Does she have? Honestly, I thought it was kind of interesting that Noelle wasn't even in the panel of like not talking to everybody. Like she was straight up not there. I don't think Nero was there either when I think about it. So it's just really really interesting. Um, I definitely can't wait to see like what are her actual thoughts on it. I wonder if her and like Mimosa are gonna go on some type of journey. I don't know what they would accomplish, but it would be interesting to see them like set out and do something about it or try to do something about it. Um, Let me see though. But yeah, I'm about to get off here pretty soon. I just wanted to have a stream because I wanted to have one this week because I've been saying I was gonna have one for like forever, like for like the past million years, and just haven't. And then, like I said, doing the Fortnite video tomorrow morning, and then the Black Clover video later on this week. So it's like I don't know when I'm, and then the podcast on Thursday. Like I'm not really gonna have a chance to. So it was like I just had to do it tonight. Like there was no other way. I had to. So hopefully, maybe we can make Tuesday nights a thing. Maybe we can make Tuesday nights a thing. That would be kind of dope. Can you show me a panel? Can you show me the panel that says Kyokusu Getsu is the exception? I mean, you don't need the panel. You can read the manga. Like if you read the manga, you'll see that Kyokusu Getsu is the exception. Rax, I'll deal with you later. I'll deal with you later. You added me on Twitter. Oh, it's in my notifications. I thought you meant in my inbox. Middle of the week chaos post. The Alvarez Empire of Soul Society. Is that the whole Soul Society? I don't even know what I'm gonna say to this, Rax. I don't see any in Bleach even making it past Brand. Like I said, guys, I enjoy you. I thank you for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like the stream. It does help me out. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning for the Fortnite chapter. All right, catch you later, Co Spirit. I will Rax, I'll argue with you later.